Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's the end of May, it's the 27th of May, it's the bank holiday weekend and it's Saturday. And I've come up to Bob for tonight, but I'm not going to spend too long here this morning. As you can see, I've got the bike and I'm meeting Clive. He's one of the guys that comes up and camps at Bob every now and again, and he's got a Himalayan as well. So today we're going to take just a short ride up the road to Hamsterley Forest and have an explore through the forest. I don't think there's any tracks to go on, it's just forest roads, but I'm slowly trying to improve my riding skills and put a few miles on the bike. So it's just had its first service, its 300-mile service, and I've had the engine bars fitted. They were supposed to be fitted when I bought the bike, but they hadn't arrived because I wanted. So the engine bars are just being fitted, as I say, and they're the Givi engine bars. They attach in 3 places. They've just been fitted at the service because when I bought the bike they hadn't arrived, and it was a bank holiday weekend coming up, so they asked me if I wanted the bike because it was ready apart from the engine bars. I could collect the bike then get the engine bars fitted at the first service, and I went, yeah, that'll be fine. So I did that. So they've just been fitted, so I'll turn the camera around and point it at the bike and I'll show you what we've done to Dot. There you go, there's my 2023 Royal Enfield Himalayan in June Brown, hence the name Dot. My wife christened it Dot after June Brown, who played Dot Cotton in EastEnders. So she thinks it's quite funny that I go out riding Dot. Ha ha ha. So the things I've added so far, I've got the Lomo crash bar bags on the front and the Lomo medium panniers on the back. I do want the aluminium panniers for when I go camping, but for now they're great, especially for the price. They are mounted quite high, when I've done that deliberately so that they avoid the exhaust on the exhaust side, because they were quite close. As you can see, possibly they were quite close. I've fitted a silicone heat shield on the exhaust as well, just in case anything touches. And I've fitted a couple of tool tubes, one either side. It's got tyre irons and puncture repair kit, things like that in it. I'm going to get some inner tubes, but I haven't got around to getting them yet. So yeah, I've got the panniers on the back, the Lomo medium ones. I've got a 30 litre Lomo duffel to strap across the back when I come up here. I've just taken that off. And you can see the Givi engine bars, which have the 3-point attachment. I've also cable tied up the rear pegs. That peg in particular kept catching it with my leg when I was manoeuvring the bike when I was putting it away. So I've just cable tied them up to keep them out of the way. I know some people remove them, but then if I ever need to have a pillion on, I can just cut the cable ties. So that's what I've done with it so far. And this morning I fitted one of these little screen extenders to try and cut down on the buffeting. I was experiencing some buffeting on the way here. I did notice a marked improvement, so I've readjusted it and we'll see when we're out on the ride. Also, what have I fitted? Oh yeah, the extender for the stand, bigger foot. What a pain that was. I ordered that and it came from India and it didn't quite fit. No matter how I tried, it wouldn't quite fit. I had to take a file to it, and I don't know if this model's slightly different foot to previous models. And also on this side, I fitted the guard to protect the cylinder there. So that's it so far. That's what I've got. As I say, aluminium panniers are something I want to fit on the back for when I go camping. And I've been researching tents because I haven't got a tent. I've had a camper van for 8 years. I haven't got a small tent. So I've been researching tents and sleeping pads. So yeah, that's the bike so far. Oh, I've also fitted the handguards at the front. the standard Royal Enfield ones. And I scuffed that. Scuffed that yesterday. Putting the bike away. That's blue paint off the shed. Never mind, such is life, that's what they're for. So that's where we're at the moment. On my 2023 Royal Enfield Himalayan Dot. So that's where I'm at with the Himalayan at the moment. As I said, things I really want to fit are the aluminium panniers, but they're 520 plus delivery at the moment. I did message a chap on Facebook Marketplace. He's got a pair for sale. They're down in Sheffield, but even with the diesel to go drive down to Sheffield and get them, there would have been a hell of a saving. He hasn't got back to me, so I'm assuming he's sold them. But I'll keep looking out for some of the Royal Enfield aluminium panniers. I did want the black ones, but then I thought I'm only going to dent and scratch them probably. So maybe the aluminium, just the silver aluminium ones might be best. I can always get some vinyl wrap and wrap them to match the colour of the tank and everything. I might do that, but we'll have to see. So as we go around Hamsterley Forest today, I'll try and stop off every now and again and shoot a bit of video and stitch it all together at the end. Right, time for a coffee while I wait for Clive to show up. Ta-ra. So, starting to get packed away. It's Sunday morning. Had a good night's sleep last night. Had a good night actually last night. We just sat with John and Michelle in front of their cabin, sat around the fire, just chatting. So, I'm all packed up, as I say. It was a good night last night. Just sat in front of John and Michelle's cabin, chatting, having a few bevies. Yeah, it was a good night. John was very happy when he broke wind, because he didn't shit himself. Yeah, I've never seen a man so happy, breaking wind and not fouling himself, and he was so happy. To be fair though, he's had a bad day with tummy troubles, so it was a big moment for John last night. That it must have been because he kept telling everyone. But there you go. Oh, it was a good night. Got the Lomo hold all strapped to the bike. I've strapped it lengthways today. See how that goes. Usually I put it across, but I've still got a few things to stick in the panniers later on. But essentially I'm ready to go. Just as I say, a few little bits to throw in the pannier bags, and then I'm away. Bronson, just checking that I've loaded everything right. Stick daft, this dog, but he doesn't like to give you it. He wants you to throw it, but he doesn't want you to touch it. Hey Bronson, stick. Who's a good boy? Can I have the stick? Give us the stick. Oh! Yeah, I will take the stick. Give me the stick. Out. No, you've got to let go of it. Oh, go away. Out. No, I can't throw it unless you let go of it. Oh, I'll get another one. Oh, now there's a stick for you, matey. See, this has got Bronson written all over it. Always want the stick that somebody else has got. Well, then sit. Oh, sitting pretty. Right, where was I? Stop pushing. Yes, I'm all loaded up. Well, mainly loaded up. I'll stop off on the way and hose the bike down, and then when I get home it should be dry. I'll give it a finish clean, and I'm going to give it a spray with some of that anti-rust stuff, that clear coat. Underneath, where it's been getting a bit of dirt build up, I'll give that a good clean, and the shock absorber and the swing arm and stuff, give it a coat of clear coat. But yeah, I'm enjoying this bike, enjoying it a lot. Right, so that's me getting ready to go home. Bronson wants to play with his stick, obviously. Yeah, they just, as I say, stop off on the way home, give the bike a bit of a clean. Then when I get home, finish cleaning it, give it a spray with some anti-rust stuff of XCP or something I've got, clear coat. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it seems to be doing alright. So I'll get that done and get the bike put away for the weekend, because Karen wants to do something tomorrow. Tomorrow being Bank Holiday Monday, I said we'd go out somewhere together. Yes, that's grand. It's been a good weekend. Not Hamsterley Forest, because Hamsterley Forest was a bit of a letdown. It's nice, but it's really geared up to families with small children and people with mountain bikes. Most of what used to be the Forest Drive, and if you look on the Ordnance Survey's maps, there's big sections of it listed as Forest Drive, but when you get there's barriers across the road, or signs saying no unauthorised vehicles. So it's changed over the years. So, no, for a ride out, although Hamsterley's nice, unless you're actually going to go and spend the day there, park up and enjoy the woods on foot or on a mountain bike, it's not really a place to go. But apparently there's a nice Forest Drive ride up at Kielder, so I think that's my next point of call, the Kielder one. I might get a tent, because there's some campsites up there. I might camp overnight and do the Forest Drive. As to tents, I'm looking at a nature hike Mongar 2 as being so far my favourite choice. I was looking at the Slummit Cub 2 for ease of put up and take down, but the pack size is a little large. I mean, it's doable on a bike, but I'd rather have something a bit smaller. So the nature hike Mongar 2 is my favourite at the moment. I'm still looking. So if I get a tent and get a decent sleeping pad, because again I need quite a thick one because of my bad back. It's the curse of being old and crippled. So if I get those two things sorted out, I should be alright, hopefully. So I need them, and then I think a camping trip up to Kielder and a ride around the Forest Drive. Slowly catching monkeys, you say. I'm getting my skills back, but only slowly, because I'm old and daft. But yeah, I am enjoying the motorcycling at the moment, so long as I don't overdo it, as long as I don't go too far too quickly. Yeah, give myself breaks, take breaks, get off it, have a walk around. But no, it's grand. I've got to say, yesterday there was some crosswinds when we were going up over the moor towards Hamsterley, and I could feel it blowing my head. So there was definitely crosswinds, but the bike was planted and solid. It wasn't swaying about at all. I'm well impressed with this little Himalayan. I say a little, it's quite heavy, but yeah, I'm liking it a lot. Once you get over its chunky, thuddy, tractory sound, it's grand. Yeah. If you're not in a hurry and you're not going to be wanting to go much over 60 for any length of time, it's fine. And on small B roads around the UK, getting up to 50 sometimes is a stretch because of the road conditions and the amount of traffic on them. So yeah, not finding it a problem. And yesterday did my first ever overtaking on it. Hey. Aye, I had to go past some cars going up a hill. They were too slow for me. Bloody car drivers. There you go. Right, I've waffled enough, so I'm going to go. And I'll see about stitching this little bit together. Clive sent me a bit of footage and a couple of photographs which I might try and stitch in. But I didn't do any filming because we didn't stop anywhere. As I say, because it was a bit of a disappointment, Hamsterley, for a bike ride. It's a nice ride out, but your ride through the forest is done in 10 minutes, and it's all on tarmac. But it's a nice little ride, but yeah, I'm going to try Kielder. Kielder probably offers more. Right, ta-ra for now.